Hi everyone, my name's Becky. I'm the Assistant Curator and Archivist at Harewood. I help look after the historic collections in the house. And in my role, I often get asked whether I have a favourite object in the collection, which is always a really hard question to answer because there are so many remarkable objects in the house. But one series of objects that I kind of continually go back to and really enjoy looking back at is a number of photographs and photograph albums put together by Florence Bridgeman, who was the 5th Countess of Harewood. Now, Florence was an amateur photographer, and she basically documented life at Harewood during the late 19th and early 20th century. And this was when sort of snapshot photography was just emerging due to the invention of kind of much more portable and easy to use cameras. And essentially, with her camera, she was able to kind of capture all sorts of kind of domestic scenes and daily life at Harewood. You can see some of them now scrolling up my screen. And what I really like about these images is that they contrast the very formal and grand depictions of the Lascelles family that we're used to seeing within the house. So, for example, the very large, kind of imposing portraiture that we see on the state floor. Florence's images, by contrast, are or were primarily meant for kind of private consumption, private use, and as such they show much more kind of informal, kind of honest family moments that for me tells us much more about the personality of the individuals involved and actually what it was like to live at Harewood during this period. So I'll just focus in on a few different pictures that demonstrate what I am trying to say. So this here is Florence, probably not the most flattering of pictures of her, but I think that's why I like it so much. So she's relaxing here and reclining in what looks like a deck chair. She's literally got her feet up. There's absolutely no airs and graces to this picture whatsoever, and you can really tell that, you know, it's not staged or kind of set up or posed in any way, not least because of the kind of the cushions strewn around in the background, but also because of the handful of gorgeous little puppies on her lap, which have definitely not moved in some time. Florence actually calls these puppies the Lunettes, the offspring of Luna, who was one of Florence's beloved dachshunds. This picture here shows some of the Lascelles family and their friends drinking tea on the terrace. It's a little bit more staged, I think, than the last image, in that it seems to me that all these individuals are kind of gathering for a group shot. But what's so lovely about this image is actually kind of Florence's timing, and it's something that she manages to do perhaps unintentionally in quite a lot of her pictures, and she actually sort of manages to capture these kind of quite chaotic moments that often happen, you know, when you're trying to get a group of people together for a group shot and nobody's ready at the same time. And you know, Florence seems to capture these little kind of micro expressions and interactions either before or after a photograph was, you know, kind of supposed to be taken, which again reveals so much about the kind of the personalities of the individuals involved. And actually, I'll just highlight two individuals here. So this is Madge and Eddie. So these are two of Florence's children, and Eddie here, I think his expression can only be described as a photobomb, so not a modern invention. And then for the final photograph here, we can see, well, it wasn't actually taken at Harewood, this picture, but for me it illustrates perfectly sort of Florence's eye for capturing very playful and kind of quirky situations. So these four girls here all have glasses of water, trying to balance them on their foreheads. And I think there's a real sense of kind of anticipation almost captured within this picture, as to kind of you're left wondering, you know, what happened next. You know, you can almost imagine the reactions of the girls, you know, a few moments later.